So this is Alone in the Dark for the PlayStation 2. It's not a bad game. It's quite an ambitious game, I suppose. It's quite interesting to play through, and it's basically a survival horror game. But it doesn't really feel anything like the Resident Evil games. It's not in that kind of style. So there's a disc, and as you can see, I don't have the manual for this game. So yeah, let's take a look at Alone in the Dark on the PlayStation 2.
Anna, what for? Oh, you're really spooking, sweetie.
So I'd say this game isn't too bad. I don't think it's that brilliant, but it was quite fun to play through. But it's one of those sort of games where it's like for me personally, it's like it was fun to play through the first time, but I can't really imagine myself ever having the desire to play through the game again for some reason. It kind of feels like once you've completed the game, then it feels like you've been there and done that.
Anna, are you there?
Oof. You had me on scare for a second. Thank God you finally got your ass here. I'm hurt and I can't open this door. And what's the deal with this building? Anna? Anna! Anna, can you hear me? Hurry! She needs help. And then I suggest we all get out of here.
So the graphics, I think, are pretty damned good for the PlayStation 2. Music, I'm not really that keen on. It's just kind of very loud, orchestral type music, I suppose. So I would have the music completely turned off, but the thing is that if you have it completely turned off, then whenever there's a cutscene, you can't hear the characters speaking. So I just have the music. I just have the volume turned down very low on the music, and the sound in the game, the sound effects, I think they're really good. There's something, I don't really know the best way to describe it, but it's like there's something satisfying about them. There's something therapeutic about, like about the way his footsteps sound and lots of other things. So the game just mainly consists of like killing enemies, like you can see now. I think these are zombies or something, and basically doing puzzles. The hardest thing about the game is the puzzles themselves. A lot of times when I was playing throughout the game, I get to a point where I didn't know what I was supposed to do next, or I knew there was some sort of puzzle that I had to solve, but I just didn't know how to solve it. Now, as you can see, he's basically healing himself, and that's what you need to do to make yourself better in the game when you've been damaged by enemies or fire or whatever. There's no health bar. You can tell that you're injured because like the screen will sometimes go red and your vision will go blurry, and the colours in the game will go more grey looking. So you basically just you press the select button, and then you can look at your body and see where the injuries are, and you've got like a first aid spray which does run out, and you need to spray that on your wounds first, and then you can bandage your wounds, and then you're back to normal again. A lot of parts in the game, as you can see, are where you've got to like climb ropes, you've got to jump onto ledges, you've got to just different kinds of things like that, and these bits in the game can be quite tricky. Sometimes you'll just repeatedly fall to your death. But yeah, I think the game is quite cinematic. I think this is probably my most favourite part of the game, the sewers. You can also get to explore the sewers where the water is deep. It's like, I think it's up to your waist, and it's almost pitch black, and you've got to use your Zippo lighter to illuminate your way around there. Now that's an interesting thing about this part of the game. You saw there that there was some light coming through the roof of the sewers, which is weird because before I went into the sewers it was actually night time. It was actually dark outside, so I guess that's a mistake by the developers. As you can see, the game is telling you what you need to do there. It won't do that every single time throughout the game. It just does it at the start. So as you can see, I was using 2 items together with each other there. I was using the first aid spray in combination with the Zippo lighter to create a flamethrower. The Zippo lighter will also illuminate your surroundings. You've also got a torch as well for that. So yeah, I can't believe I forgot to mention this. A big thing about the game is that you can actually switch between third and first person views. Sometimes the game will lock you into the third person view or the first person view. It just depends on what part of the game that you're on. But I just usually have it in the first person view. You can also drive cars in the game, which is pretty cool. The driving feels very clunky though. And you don't have to have this inside view of the car either. You can have an outside view when you're driving as well if you want. And usually to start the car you need to hotwire it, which is pretty cool. So you just need to get the right coloured wires together. As you can see, I got lucky first time there. So yeah, it does seem like quite an ambitious game, but at the same time, it does feel, the game overall does feel quite clunky and unfinished, I suppose. I think a big thing about this game which lets it down for me personally is that whenever there's a cutscene you can't skip it, and some of the cutscenes can go on for about 5 minutes, and it's especially annoying if you want to replay any of the chapters in the game because you've still got to wait through the cutscenes. For example, there's one chapter in the game which I decided to replay, and straight away as soon as you start playing that chapter, straight away there's a cutscene and you've got to wait through it, and it goes on for about 5 minutes and there's just no way of skipping it. And that will happen every single time you replay that chapter or any other chapter that has like a cutscene in it. You can also pick up some objects, not that many, there's only a few, and use them as melee weapons. So as you can see, I'm using a chair to beat up the zombies. You can also set certain things on fire as well, like chairs, and you can use them to illuminate your surroundings, or you can use them to set fire to something else. Like maybe your pathway might be blocked by a lot of wood, so you could set fire to that and the wood would burn away, and then you'd be able to progress on your journey.
There's nothing there. Go around the other way.
In the game you can also close your eyes, and this will allow you to see things, not always, but in certain parts of the game it will allow you to see things that you can't see when your eyes are open. So like for example, there's a part in the game where You go through this doorway and it's just like there's no floor there. You can't see any floor, so if you walk through the doorway you just fall. But if you close your eyes, it will actually show an actual pathway which is there, which is basically invisible when your eyes are open, and then you can just keep your eyes closed and follow that pathway, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's not a bad game. It's quite good, I suppose, but I can't really see myself ever having the desire to play through it again. Would I recommend it? I suppose, if you like the look of it. I think you can get it for quite cheap, so why not give it a try? So yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching.
I think we were safer outside. I really don't like this, none of it.